Pennsylvania Highway 66 and PA Turnpike 66. Oh boy, here we go. Alright, PA 66 is a north-south road, and in its southernmost portion is a toll road. I hope you have your E-ZPasses ready, because we are about to go on a stretch of insanity. Here's a look at the map. As you can see, the road goes from the new Stanton interchange at US 119, I-70, and I-76 up to Kane, where it ends at US 6. You're watching the Xavier 456. I post new highway content every week. If you like this kind of content, the like button's waiting for you. And if you really like it, even the subscribe button's waiting for you to smash it. Also, the notification bell is waiting for you to ring it. Alright, I must remind you that you can request your exit or intersection down in the comments below. Next week, we're going into the 3 digits, and we're starting with the first 3-digit number, 100. Alright, first we're going to talk about northbound, PA 66. So we start here on US 119, where you can continue straight north for Greensburg, because that is the local route to Greensburg, and I agree. 119 South Connellsville, you can exit there, I'm not sure, Connellsville could be okay. And 66 North, Delmont. No, not Delmont. That is only where the Turnpike section ends at US 22. And Delmont is just really small. What I'm going to say is Butler. Butler is the thing that should be signed there because of PA 356. PA 66 turns at that intersection, spoilers, and 356 will continue straight. So that's why I'm saying Butler instead of Vandergrift or whatever. Butler. Here's our first exit and the last one before the toll road. This is for Arona Road. And from here, we're going to be on PA Turnpike 66. Here we get an exit mileage sign for Greensburg, which is kind of helpful, and it's the only mileage sign that is on this stretch of PA 66. We now reach the toll exits, and there are quite a bit of them on this road. Here we get PA 136 for West Newton and Greensburg, which was requested by Psychedelic Narwhal. So thank you for that. And here we go, here is our toll plaza, and the only one on this route. Here we meet with US 30, which is getting signed for Irwin and Greensburg. Greensburg's okay, but no, I don't want to see Irwin there, that's a suburb. I'd rather see just straight up Pittsburgh there. But this exit was requested by RedGreenBlue. Thanks for that. And then we get our exit for PA 130 for Jeanette and Greensburg. This was also requested by Psychedelic Narwhal, and he says Jeanette is a nice town. Here we get a sign for Bushy Run Battlefield, use exit 9. This sign in particular was requested by David Kurvach, so thank you for that as well. We now meet with US 22, which is getting signed east for Blairsville, and I don't want to see that there. I'd rather see Altoona there because this is a major route, and westbound Murraysville is an ultimate insult. Pittsburgh. And we are still signed north for Delmont. No, keep signing Butler here. We are in Delmont right now, and US 22 is the reason we signed Delmont. Here you go. Well, this is all of Delmont. This is what it looks like. On this interchange with PA 380, we are getting signed for Greensburg and Apollo. And Apollo is, for us, it could be okay, that's the first town after the split, but I wouldn't mind seeing something a little bit bigger. Kittanning! But once we get a mileage sign, Kittanning is on the bottom line at 22 miles, and I am glad to see that. Here is where we meet with PA 356, and it is now splitting, and it's signed for Freeport. I was addressed by Psychedelic Narwhal that Freeport is not the right choice. It should be Butler, and Apollo and Vandergrift are our control cities for PA 66, so now we've lost Kittanning. Again, it's probably a secondary thing. Here we meet with PA 56, which we addressed 2 videos earlier, and it is getting signed eastbound for Shalakta, as opposed to Indiana Paw, and we are actually joining up with PA 56, and we're signed for Vandergrift and Leechburg. Those are just 2 towns in this general area, so I want to see something else. But once we get a mileage sign, Leechburg is on the top line, and Freeport is on the bottom line. We had an intersection for Freeport earlier on, where it shouldn't have been signed. It should have been signed for Butler. So why is Freeport on the bottom line? Sign Kittanning! And then we split off of PA 56 and it's getting signed for Freeport, where PA 56 does not go, and it's also getting New Kensington, which is where it does go and ends, and we are signed for Kittanning, finally. And here we get another mileage sign with straight up arrows on the left side for no reason whatsoever, and we got Ford City on the top and Kittanning on the bottom. They're close together, they're only 3 miles apart, but I think it still works. Business 422 is going to Kittanning, and normal 422, PA 28, and North 66 are all signed for Indiana and Butler. Those are US 422's controls, and I agree putting those there over the PA state highways. But once we get to the interchange to get onto 422 itself, 422 and 28 south and west are signed for Butler and Pittsburgh, and those are the exact controls I addressed in my PA 28 video. I'm glad they do that. And we get East 422, North 28 and 66 for Indiana, and New Bethlehem. So I don't know about New Bethlehem going northbound, but at this point, we're following PA 28, so please refer to my PA 28 video for that reference. So we've skipped to New Bethlehem, where we now split with PA 28, which is signed for Brookville, and we are signed for Clarion, and that's good signage. However, when we get a mileage sign, Clarion is on the top line, and Shippenville is on the bottom. Guess what? We do not touch Shippenville, and that's only signed there because of US 322, which should not be signed for Shippenville, and that's a westbound city, and that should be signed for Franklin. If you want to sign something for 322 so badly, put Franklin on there. Oh no, no, save me. I'm being tortured by PENNDOT on I-80. No, no, help! But once we split off of I-80, we are still signed for Shippenville. No! If you want to sign something for 322, Franklin! Sign Franklin! But once we get a mileage sign, Shippenville is in the top, what we don't reach, but there are two things we do reach. Leaper and Marionville. Marionville is too small. I don't want to see that there. So please leave out Shippenville and put Leaper, Marionville, and Kane. Kane should be on the bottom line because that's where 66 ends, at US 6. Here we meet with PA 36 in Leaper, which is getting Tianesta and Cook Forest. Those are just stupid. Brookville should be on the eastbound, but I'm not sure about Tianesta. Here we get another mileage sign with Marionville on the top line. I don't know why it was signed on the bottom line earlier, because there's like only one intersection in Marionville. And we do get Kane on the bottom line at least. That's where we end, and I'm glad that it's there. Here we are in Kane, and we meet US 6, which is getting signed for Warren, although there's no mileage distance on there, and that's not helpful. And it's also getting signed eastbound for both Wilcox and Smethport. Smethport is the next control city over, and it is a county seat. And now we're going to turn around and talk about southbound, PA 66. Here is where we start, and we get Warren for West 6, and straight ahead, 66 south is signed for Clarion, and it is 47 miles away. That's good. Here we get a mileage sign with Marionville on the top line and Clarion on the bottom line at 36. Good. Here we meet with US 322, which I didn't show you, heading northbound, and is getting signed for Clarion, only 3 miles away. Maybe next you should go with Brookville. And Shippenville is signed for no reason, but Franklin is signed at least. So maybe you should replace Shippenville with Brookville and turn the arrow around. On this very same interchange, we are signed for New Bethlehem and Kittanning. I'm glad you threw Kittanning on there, because as I stated in my PA 28 video, New Bethlehem has no use going southbound. And once we split off of I-80, we are getting signed for Clarion, but that's only for a road heading northbound. That's not PA 66. And New Bethlehem, why are you wasting your control city on Clarion? If you're gonna favor PA 66 southbound, remove Clarion, because that's north from here. Put New Bethlehem and Kittanning. Kittanning is where we are ultimately going. However, when we're in New Bethlehem, Kittanning finally comes back onto the mix, and we get Brookville signed for PA 28. Also, I haven't seen a direction sign like this with literally Helvetica font instead of Highway Gothic or Clearview. And here is where we split with PA 28 and US 422. We are getting signed south for Ford City. and that's only just like 3 miles down. You know what that should be? Greensburg! Greensburg is what should be signed here, not Fort City. And here's the only reason we signed Fort City. PA 128. Just a minor route that's going to take you into the town. At this interchange, though, we're signed for Leechburg. And I don't know about that one, to be honest. Leechburg is on the top line of this mileage sign, but New Kensington is on the bottom line. So now you're favoring PA 56, and at least it's sort of big. It's a suburb, but I'm not sure. Maybe go with Greensburg on the bottom line. Here we get some helpful information for 2 PA 56 and 356. South 66 is going to the left and is signed for Apollo. Rather see Greensburg on there. Meanwhile, 56 is signed for New Kensington, and 356 is signed for Freeport as opposed to Butler. Here when we split and we become our own independent route, we are signed for Greensburg, and that's the right choice. Greensburg is on the bottom line of this mileage sign, with Delmont on the top. I think that is good. We now meet with US 22, which is getting signed east for Blairsville, and not Altoona. And South 66 to 66 Turnpike is signed for Greensburg. We are literally bypassing Greensburg, so I don't really think Greensburg should be on there. I'll get to that in a little bit. Here we got a Greensburg exit sign again, as we saw northbound. This time the exits are the other way around. On one of these exits, we are signed south for New Stanton! Why New Stanton? That is the interchange that we all hate the Control City for. No! Okay, you know what I am going to say that should be? Harrisburg. Harrisburg, because we are angling south and due east, where I-70 and 76 are going to be going. Sign Harrisburg here because that is for the Turnpike. PENNDOT, you little son of a... Okay, I've recovered. Now let's use the stupid E-ZPass. On the literal last interchange we're signed for Connellsville now, because we're basically in New Stanton, and that is for US 119, because that's what happens when you continue straight down the road. You'll be going on southbound 119. And that's not horrible, but I'd rather see Harrisburg there for the Turnpike. And here we are back at New Stanton interchange, and we get 7076 New Stanton, as opposed to Harrisburg and Pittsburgh. And we got 119 North Greensburg, that's okay, and 119 South Connellsville. So I lost it on that last bit, but this is why I love this series. I love losing my mind. But anyways, that's it for the 2-digit PA highways. Next week we're going to go into the 3 digits. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you all then. May peace be with you.